Hey everybody, today's lesson is on English 1 Part B, and it's about the Romeo and Juliet assignment, which is one of your options on the assignment. So I know there are other options, but let's look at this one since we just talked about Shakespeare on the previous video, and I hope you find this helps you a lot. Okay, today we're going to be talking about your research paper assignment for English 1 Part B. For this assignment, you're being asked to write a 500-word essay. As you can see here, you are given 6 different options to write about. But today, we're only going to take a look at the last number on the list, the one about Romeo and Juliet. I thought it would be a good idea to start off with this option because, as you remember, we left off on Friday with a lesson on Shakespeare. As a side note, if you plan on writing about a different subject on the list and would like me to do a lesson on that, just let me know and I'd be happy to do that. But today we're just going to be covering Romeo and Juliet. Okay, to start, Romeo and Juliet is a play that was written by William Shakespeare in 1597. It's one of Shakespeare's most popular plays, and I'm pretty sure most of you have at least heard about it, even if you don't know what it's about. But if you don't, that's okay, because today we're going to just briefly summarize it. Okay, so I'm going to give you a very, very brief summary of the play. There are 2 very powerful families, the Capulets, which is Juliet's family, and the Montagues, which is Romeo's family. And for ages, the 2 families have been in a feud, almost like a gang war, and it eventually turns violent. One night, the Capulet family, remember that's Juliet's family, throws an extravagant party, and some of the Montague, Romeo's family, decides, hey, let's crash the party. So they throw on some masks and make their way into the party. Keep in mind that these 2 families are mortal enemies, so I guess you could probably say that Romeo's crew plays too much. But anyway, at this party is where Romeo Montague and Juliet Capulet meet. Romeo is lovesick and falls in love with Juliet right away. However, they both know that things could never work out. Aside from the fact the 2 families were enemies, Juliet has also already been arranged to be married to someone else, someone that her father chose for her. But Romeo and Juliet are so love-stricken that they are willing to defy their families and get married the very next day. Of course, this causes even more conflict between the 2 families, so much so that Juliet's cousin is killed in a street fight. Romeo is blamed for this and banished. Juliet takes some dramatic measures to try to reach Romeo, and they definitely worked. However, when Romeo finally gets to Juliet, he's in for a big surprise, and she is too. If you don't know how the play ends, I don't want to spoil it for you. I encourage you to find out for yourself what happened by reading the text. So let's take another look at what your research assignment is asking you to do. The directions say, discuss the different views on marriage in Romeo and Juliet. Contrast them with the views of marriage that we have today. By asking you to contrast, that just means it's asking you to talk about how the views on marriage in Shakespeare's time are different from the ones we have today. So I'll give you an example. Juliet's marriage was arranged by her father. She had no say-so in the matter. In contrast, we rarely see that happening today, at least in our culture. Women are free to marry whoever they please. Of course, make sure you follow the directions for the requirements of the essay, as always, and don't forget to add any URL link that you may have used for this assignment at the end of the paper. Like I said in my last video, I really encourage you to take advantage of No Fear Shakespeare on SparkNotes. The link will be on the screen, but you can also Google it. Okay, I hope that helped you some on Romeo and Juliet. If you need some more help, just email me. I'm right here waiting on your emails. So, and if you would like for me to go over one of those other prompts that you have on that essay, just please email me. I'll be glad to do it. And also, if you have any questions on any of your papers, your assignments, get stuck on a test question, it's just like it was in the classroom. Just send me an email. I hope that you're all staying safe, and I look forward to seeing you back in the classroom.